Okay, they updated OBS, so some things might be a little bit different. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to throw the speech chat up. First of all, here. I didn't set a thumbnail or anything. I wanted to throw the weekly challenges up, but I was already in the menu to create a stream. Why is it dropping so many frames? 22% of the frames are dropped. Let me double check here. I feel like this OBS update messed with my settings. Because now it's acting real weird. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like it's dropping a lot of frames. Is it the internet connection is what it is? I just don't want to get the stream going and have it be like super crappy, so I'm trying to figure out what happened because they updated OBS and I have a pretty consistent stream most of the time. It looks like it's the internet that's doing it though. My computer doesn't say that it's dropping any frames due to hardware, so hopefully my internet gets better. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Let me double check something. What's going on, Chad? I'm sorry for the delay. It looks like my internet's being weird for some reason. Or just the YouTube ingest server is being weird. Anyway, it doesn't seem like it's too bad, but it says that it's dropped like 17% of the frames so far, so that's not great. Anyway, whatever, let's just try to do some racing here and see if maybe all we gotta do is just get going here. Seems like it's my internet or something. I've never seen it act like this before. Oh man, I wish it could just be a seamless thing because I'm really not up for like mental, like mind messing with me kind of stuff right now. Streaming. I don't know, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna hope my internet gets better because I really don't even understand why it would not be great right now. Let's see, they recommend the Jimny at 333. That's what we got, let's do it. Sorry for the delay, you guys. My internet's being weird. I've also got some, I usually play in VR. I'm having some mental, some kind of neurological condition or something, so I don't want to exacerbate it by playing VR, right? But I appreciate anybody who's just here helping me out, supporting me, because I'm going through kind of some stuff right now, honestly. I'll turn this HUD off so that we don't have to look at the HUD together, because that's not very fun to look at. I apologize, I'm not in the VR. I usually do the VR, so. Jesus. That was really bad. I wonder how many laps we get. I didn't really look. A bad internet today for some reason. This is Gran Turismo 7 on PS5. This is the regular PS5 version. Hey, what's up? Sorry for some of the frame drops today. I think my internet's not just kind of crapping out. Hey, what's going on? Trying to get past these dudes. I don't know how many laps we got this week on this track. Just going stock on the chimney. I usually play in VR, you guys, but I've been having some kind of health issues, so I really wanted to stream still and be here for you guys, but I don't think I can do the VR today. This thing's such a dog here, you know? Oh man, I had to close my eyes. I was that scared of what I just did. Oh, that's alright. It's pretty competitive with these other cars being like exactly the stock car too, because they kind of pull on you and stuff. Really? I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of different things, bro, to be honest with you. It's just, you're not physically moving and you're looking like you feel like you're moving in your eyes. That can cause it for some people, just that. What did I get? 5th? I gotta do that again. For other people, it could be like and this doesn't happen on PlayStation as much, but if you don't get a consistent frame rate, or if it's too low, it can make people feel really sick. Sometimes it could be if it's too, like, you don't have the IPD set correctly and you're like looking cross-eyeing a little bit too. There's a lot of different reasons why people will feel sick using VR. I just don't know if I might have like epilepsy or something. So even this is kind of a risk, but I felt like VR is a huge risk, so I didn't want to do that today. But I appreciate everybody for being here, I really do. We just don't know what's going on. I went to the doctors and stuff and they just don't know what's going on with me, but I have like these weird delusional states and hot flashes and then cold, and then I won't remember where I'm at and stuff. It's weird, dude. So let's try hard on this one. This car's just kind of slow, so you gotta really be on point to get past all these guys. I knew they were gonna dive bomb me like that. I don't mean to talk about that stuff for sympathy or anything. It's just I haven't really told anybody what's going on. So I appreciate people for being here and just listening. Absolutely. For me, I think the VR makes me a significantly better racer just because the depth perception that you get from like how far away you are from stuff is kind of an indispensable bit of information, you know what I'm saying? You could, oops, I'm sorry to that guy, but you could learn the tracks a little bit better and then apply that, you know, to flat screen. But you'll never truly get the true depth perception of VR without the 3D, you know? It just lets you know kind of that bit of information on how fast you're coming up to the corner and what the angle of attack is and stuff if you have the VR headset on. That's my opinion on it. Come on, man. I might have to tune the car a little bit to get past these guys, to be honest. I don't know though. It's just such a dog in this fourth gear. Crisscross applesauce. The cars are just outright faster than mine. So I might need to just tune the car a little bit. It's just outright faster than my car. You know what I'm saying? I was in second place there, and I win. That would be cool. I was actually just thinking about that. That would work really well with VR, but you would probably want to make sure that, like, I don't know. In this game it would work really well because it's locked to the horizon, but in some VR games you wouldn't want it jostling your headset around so much because they're not locked to the horizon. 4 or 5 seconds behind, I feel like I could just do it without, but their cars are just faster. So I'll probably throw down on like a new intake and an exhaust or something and see if that puts me in first place. Third place is good enough, I guess, but I just don't really like getting third place. Gosh, I just feel so weird today too, you know? So we'll chip it and we'll put a nice titanium muffler on it, and we'll put this K&N filter on it. And that'll put us at 350. That gives us like another 15 horsepower. I don't know if that's going to make the difference, but we'll try to make that make the difference. The tires is probably the biggest thing that would make the difference. But I already kind of feel like a cheater even upgrading the car at all. So let's try this. If I don't get first place, we'll move on to the next race. Did you get the VR? Or you played it at a friend's house or something like that? I think it's something you gotta get used to too, man, to be honest. Or woman. All inclusive. What's going on, masshole? I like your name. Trying to get through this Jimny Cup. We got third place last time. I put a little stage 1 tuning on it, basically. If you believe in the stages. Oh, nice. Right on, brother. What do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, VR definitely helps you play the game better, in my opinion. It'd be more consistent if you can stand wearing the headset all the time. Right on. Cool. I used to do a lot of driving for my profession, but it seems like I'm not going to be able to drive around as much anymore because I'm like going Looney Tunes and stuff every once in a while. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what other people do that maybe I haven't thought of, you know. So I appreciate that. Let's go. Okay, we got it. We did it. We were number 1. Seems like the frame drops went away, so it must have just been a network thing. I was kind of worried that with updating OBS, it changed some encoder settings or something, but looks good. Looks fine. Okay, so we need to get this Renault Capture. I already have this car, apparently. Let's do it. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Sounds like a good deal, you know? I used to sell cars. Thought about doing that again. I love cars, man. I'll say this about selling cars is I think there's just as many rewards in being a good, honest car salesman as there is in being like one of those typical just trying to get you to buy car salesman, if that makes sense. So you're a good, honest guy and you do a good, honest demonstration of how cool the car is and why somebody should get one and why they're making an investment, then that is something that you'll be rewarded for. But if you're just some guy who just wants to sell cars, you'll probably sell cars to quite a few gullible people, to be honest. But we get kind of a bad rap, is all I'm saying. I'm not as sustainable to be the bad guy either. Alright, can we kick these dudes' asses or what? Am I talking too much about car selling? This is Gran Turismo 7. I don't know if I was fast enough, buddy. I might have to try this again after this. Damn, bro. We could try it again, but I might need to tune the car a little bit again. Not doing as hot as I usually do today. Definitely don't usually get like 6th place and stuff at first. Trying to avoid hitting that guy, honestly. I lose a lot of speed in the corners. This is a hard race. These cars are not like, you're not trouncing on the back part of the pack. Usually in the back part of the pack, all the cars are just way slower. You can see the whole car shaking over how much it's just trying to get grip and everything. Did we get at least 4th place this time? Is that what this is? Okay. Yeah, we'll just stage 1 tune this car too. Sorry about the internet today. I'm actually getting kind of irritated. I don't really know what's up with it. I cannot figure it out. Don't understand. Let's stage 1 tune this car if we can. Blah la 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 la. Sorry, getting a little disoriented. Just trying to think about why the computer was dropping frames. Maybe it has something to do with the Xbox app. I did just close that and it seemed to make a difference, so. I'll chip it. Look for the titanium exhaust and the K&N, you know. That's what I usually do. I think that'll be enough to win the race. It's a really loosey-goosey car, so it would be nice to get a little bit better suspension too. Let's try that. As if they got, I think those are coilovers. Like adjustable coilovers. Yeah. Interestingly, you're allowed to tune the car. It seems like you wouldn't have to, though. Maybe if I was a little bit better. Maybe if I was a little better. I haven't had any problems since closing that Xbox app, so maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I think I'm just not driving as well as I could on this track. This is a weird track. I just didn't want to dive bomb that guy because that was super cheap. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to get like basically the same place I got last time, but I drove really bad this time, so. Alright, let's just do that again, but not drive like a total jackass. I did get third place, which is good enough, but maybe third time's a charm. Or is this the fourth time? Oh, dude, I drove so badly. Let's try again.
Hey, what's up, Nicholas?
Oh man, I was pushing it hard and I still got second. I'm gonna move on to the next race. That was difficult, man. It's a difficult race there. I could have probably done better or whatever. But I'm just gonna move on to the next one. This fan does so much more air blowing down below it than it does in front of it. Okay, so a turbo sports car 700. Turbo sports car. Let's do Elantra N today. We'll do some Elantra N-ing. It says 5 laps. Okay, I don't know what the tire wear is and stuff. I couldn't see it. I was looking for it there.
My bad, Jesus. This, like, the whole third gear is just no traction. Period. I deserve that. I've been driving like such an asshole.
Or a masshole.
No traction. It's nothing but vibration. Oh my goodness, this thing is so understeery. I never noticed you could see like people walking down the staircase and stuff. That's crazy. I got distracted. Well, this one's gonna be a cakewalk because my car just seems faster than theirs for some reason. I probably should just use the recommended car. Yeah, these cars are fun, but honestly, they're super ridiculous when it comes to the understeer. Like a front-wheel drive drift ever. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna lose this race at the end? I hope not. I can't tell if the tires are worn or if it's just this car's so ridiculous. Dang, we still got a whole nother lap, huh? I've been pretty sloppy about my driving. If you guys hate that, then I apologize. You guys can't hear the constant vibration of my wheel, but it's like there's like no traction here. It's just the rubber getting beat to death. This is the worst corner of them all. Like if you want a front wheel drive drag car, then this Elantra N is ridiculous in that regard. Whoa. Yeah, that's crazy. It must have been the Xbox app. It must have been downloading something in the background. I didn't know it or something. Anyway, thanks for being here, you guys. Let's do the next one. I'm sorry I'm not in VR today. I explained it to a few people, but I'm just not feeling well. So I'm not going to do the VR because I don't want it to exacerbate anything. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything here. What's the next one here? Clubman 700? You know I love this Roadster Rampage. I don't know if this is what's going to win it for me though. Is there tire wear and stuff? It doesn't say it does. That was weird. Honestly, it felt like my wheel came off the hub. I don't know what happened there. That messed me up quite a bit. My bad, you guys, my bad. It's not as intuitive without being in VR, you know? I don't know how else to describe it, but you can't see over these ridges very well, so it's hard to tell what's coming up next. Dang it. I knew it was coming and I tried to stop. It's just embarrassing. I apologize for making myself look dumb. I'm just used to VR so much. I just clearly don't know Road Atlanta very well. Knock all these cones out so nobody can. There's no more evidence. That's crazy. Don't have the Xbox app open while streaming, I guess. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, I was really messing my computer up. I don't know why they aren't a little bit more challenging, to be honest. This car isn't even 700, it's just like 689. Oh, there's maybe the first place right there though, and I am just talking out my ass. Multiple times now it feels like the wheel is like disconnected from the hub. I've never felt that before. And it's kind of messing with me. Alright, that one was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Maybe it's just that car and how it feels, but it was like it felt like this physical wheel was like coming disconnected from this and the way that it was reacting, and that was throwing me off quite a bit in that car, to be honest. Kyle, Birdman. World Touring Car 800, bro. This is going to be very challenging for me, to be honest, but we'll use this RS5 and we'll do what we can. I'm going to put the HUD up on the screen. Right on, I appreciate it, brother. There we go, and we got the mediums on, which maybe in the hards would have been better, but I think for the racing mediums, we'll get a little bit more grip in the areas where we can pass. So we'll do the mediums, we'll see where we're at. I'm gonna throw the HUD up on there because I need to be able to see when my tires and everything need to be replaced. Sorry for the HUD, kind of breaks the immersion. This is gonna be such a hard race, dude. I don't want to psych myself out, but Alright, take it easy, brother. I'm just curious if I'll be able to get into first place before I have to pit, or if I'll have to pit before then. Because I have about 5 laps of fuel left. I had no idea it was going to start raining. Dang it. Do I even own intermediates for this car? Wow. Okay, I guess I'll get rain tires. And that wasn't me. That's just the AI crashing into me because I was driving, he pushed into me, then I spun out, and then those guys behind me are just like smashing into me, bro. Oh, let's get some intermediates though. Why is there even a ballast in this car, I wonder? So we can use intermediates the whole race, I think, possibly. We'll be alright. Because we're going to have to pit for the fuel at one point too. Hopefully we can make the intermediate sauce as long as the fuel does. Okay, not nearly as much traction. My bad. Why are you stopping so suddenly? I don't understand that. here comes the rain, so hopefully we can use this to our advantage. GT7, yes sir. This one's on PS5, but I'm using the PC to stream it, so that might be why it looks a little bit more like higher quality or something. But I think the art design is what kind of makes GT7 look better than some of the other games. I'm not sure what it is. Big part of it is like the lack of jaggies, like they have a built-in AA, some kind of anti-aliasing going on. So I think jaggies are one of the things that makes the game look the most fake, if you have games. Well, I didn't realize it was going to rain for a lap and then they were going to be like 40 seconds behind, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, when I do the VR, I think it looks so realistic. And I'm just using the HUD right now because I'm doing like a endurance race, but when the HUD's off, it looks good too. What kind of games do you play? Do you play GT7 all the time, or what's up? I want to get another race going together. I usually play in VR, but I don't know if I have epilepsy or what's going on, but I've been tripping for like a couple days now. I just wanted to make sure I streamed for you guys and showed you what's up this week and stuff though. Yeah, this is the way to go. If you want to like really go for it, I think, with the VR. I have the Quest 2 and I've played a bunch of games on the PC. If you have a PC that's pretty good, that's great. You can get a Quest 2 and I'm sure Assetto Corsa would be really fun for you. And a couple other racing games, but you can't really race against other people very well. Like this game just lets you hop right in VR and do sport mode or lobbies. You don't have to worry about the people having the headset or not, or messing with the lobby settings, or you know what I'm saying? It's just like so much more hop in and play a VR racing game. So that's what I do a lot. Need to get some fuel at the next pit stoppy area. Okay, yeah. On PS4 it looks really good. I got the PS4. Yeah, the Corsa is really depends on the cars. I did try ACC on PlayStation 5 and I liked that one quite a bit. Yeah, you can play GT7 on PS4. I have the PS4 over there, where when my friends come over they can race. I don't have a second wheel for PlayStation though, I got an Xbox here. Alright, we should be Gucci flip-flops. No problem at all in this race. I wish there was more VR games on PlayStation 5 though, like for racing. There's really not any besides this, but if you want a flat screen, then there's a lot of different games. I was thinking about getting one of those Wreckfest games or something. You guys ever played Wreckfest? I've been building computers and stuff since I was a kid, and I think with all this memory stuff happening and all the AI and stuff, we might end up just getting what we get when it comes to gaming consoles and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Unless you just got baller money to buy like the craziest graphics cards, but my computer costs like more than any computer I bought before, I feel like, and it's so much more mid-range than any other computer I bought before. So for me, it's nice to just be able to play a streamlined experience that's like, you know, looking nice, works with my wheel, works with the VR. I would love to get a PS5 Pro or a PS6 or something like that. But I'd like to see on the new VR headset if they came out with a new PlayStation one is just wireless. And maybe I'm alone on that, but I think if it was wireless and then you could plug it in and play it while it's charging, that would be like perfect. Because then you have both the wired and the wireless. You can play non-stop. And I've got the Quest 2, so I know you can do wireless and make it look as good as wired. It just is a matter of how you do it with the encoders and stuff like that. Yeah. My computer specs, I've got like 16 gigs of RAM and like a Core i5 and like a 4060 Ti, 8 gig. And that whole this computer costs like $1,200 just for that stuff. And people got like a 5090 and stuff that like costs more than my entire computer. I'm like, wow, that's crazy, honestly. I mean, I did build my computer like 3 years ago or whatever, but still. The only thing I wish is that the wheelbases and stuff weren't Xbox or PlayStation. There's no reason for that. It bothers me. Actually, like if I could, in a dream world, do something about it, I'd get like the RS50 base for, you know, you could do it to where you could use both. Use it on both. You get like one base and one wheel, because one has the security chip on one and one has the other. That would be my dream, but I ain't got money like that. What the heck is going on? Is there just AIs just crashing into me? I'm like, why does it seem like I'm just crashing into these people and nothing? It's just they're crashing into me. What the heck? I've never seen. What are you doing? I've never seen the AIs act like this ever in my life. I'm so tired of that, bro. That's ridiculous. What is even happening with the AIs? I don't get it. They just like totally lost their minds on this race. That was the weirdest race I've ever done on this game. Well, right on. We got those events done. That's good. We got our 6-star roulette ticket for completing all the events this week. I was thinking maybe I could complete some other events on here. I was knocking them out the other day. I was doing the Neo Classics. I got those. The K-Cup, I finally beat that one. Dirt Champions. There's another World Touring Car 600 we could try. That seems to be like one of the hardest races, these World Touring Car 600s. I'm not in love with any of these tracks. It's a big part of it. Looks like we need to get 3 more wins on this to win out. And then we need to get like 8 more wins on this. It seems like the ones that I'm most comfortable with, I've done already. Daytona Road Course. Yeah, I've done quite a few of them. We could do Suzuka. And then that way I can still put some rain tires on if I need them. 10 laps of Suzuka, let's see if we could do it. Whoa. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's retry. I didn't realize there was going to be rain, and I was trying to get into the pits there, and I missed it. Mad irritated with the way that went. Oh, buddy, come on, bro. Not really sure why the AI lately just decides to crash into you, but it's actually extremely annoying. Call me crazy, but I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now, and I'm gonna see if I hate myself for that. Maybe I should have waited. I thought it was going to be a lot rainier already. Yeah, now my racing strategy is done, and so I feel less compelled to complete this race because it's not going to rain that much. Now I just have these intermediates on and I lost all of my positions, but whatever, we'll figure it out. I don't even understand why they have the effect of raining on the track if there's not even going to be any water on the track. It's kind of deceptive, and I went to the pits for no reason, it feels like. Yeah, I think I'm over it. I can't catch up because I'm on these intermediates. And it's raining and apparently there's no water on the track, so I'll just go back to the racing mediums again and just kick their ass and completely beat their asses. I mean, I don't know what else to think. You know what I'm saying? Kind of frustrating, but we'll get this done at the end of it all. I'm not feeling so good again, to be honest. what's going on? Hello. Thanks for saying hi. Hope you're having an awesome Friday. God, why the AI gotta keep crashing into me, dude? I'm getting real tired of it. I've never seen him do that before today. What is going on with the understeer, dude? Okay, we got this. Maybe this is a lot easier than it looks just because it looks like it's raining, but it doesn't look like it's actually going to rain on the track for like the whole race. As far as I can tell with the weather map. My bad, my bad. I'm like almost 20 seconds ahead, so I'm just kind of getting distracted checking out other things on the car. Dude, I'm telling you 100% for sure that today I'm getting this new feeling of like me pulling the wheel out of the base. 1 second. It is happening. I'm not tripping. Something's actually happening. And it's like really messing me up. What is that that's making that happen? You hear that? See how the base is moving around? And then the whole time today I've been thinking, why does it feel like this base is moving around? And it is moving around because it's uncinched in there for some reason. I bet it's just the vibrations continually like work these out. But I'm glad to know that I'm not just tripping and like something's going on, because I was like, man, why am I so trash today, man? Give me 1 second here. Strange, dude.
range. I'm giving up good vibrations. Alright, let's see. That seems like it's cinching down on there. Let me grab the right hex thing for it. Okay, let me get this. I just want people to know that I'm so happy that I wasn't imagining this, because I was like, is there some internal damage to this Thrustmaster that I just don't know what's going on or something? And then to see that it's just this nut and bolt came a little loose is definitely nice to know. Let me try doing this side too, just so that doesn't happen again. Yeah, I didn't think it would be this. Honestly, I thought it was the wheel itself, which is much worse. So I'm glad it's not that. This side sinks down hard. This must have just loosened over all the sim racing in the last year or whatever. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a second here. Alright, that's not going anywhere anymore. What's going on, dude? My wheel tried to like fall off. Isn't that crazy? But I fixed it. We're about to finish this Suzuka. I just kept crashing and I was like, why do I keep crashing, dude? I know I'm not terrible at this game. It's every time I would lean into the steering wheel, it would move around like a weird way. It would like jolt back and forth. Gotta really put my force into the wheel. I really should pit after this lap. It just makes a huge difference as far as how much I trust what I'm inputting, because before I was getting real, like when something like that happened, I would start tweaking and it was hard to drive. Okay, you gotta pit this lap.
really gotta quit doing that. That's like every time I come around this corner at this point. Final lap here. Then I'm gonna take a break from streaming for a little bit. I appreciate people for being here, but I'm feeling a little woozy. I might get something to eat. I'm gonna make this corner this time. It wasn't fast, but I didn't do the stupid thing again. Too easy. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. I appreciate people for being here. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you did like this video. I always do these on Fridays, even when I'm not feeling good. So I appreciate you. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.